2012 Jameson says Tug Chat is family, alpaca, and all. So we see crazy. Is that a specific reference to something? The alpaca
Oh
reference?
yeah. So Depp, you'll see a lot of channels that will come out, or a lot of people that'll talk about Depp. He's in contact. Come back to pirates. I mean, that's big clicks, right? I mean, it
Yeah.
works. But the reality is that Depp came out, and in one of his statements, he said, again, I'm paraphrasing. It's I'll mess up. He said, I won't take X amount of dollars or like a million alpacas, to go back to him. So he threw it there. So
That's
that's where you get the
funny.
alpaca. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
and
That's
and
funny.
they have not from sources close to that camp. They Disney didn't even. He says this in his own statement. They didn't reach out to me, but even when they've used him for like video games, they've used his exact likeness, people that sound like him. They've left him out there, and he made
Ooh.
them billions off of
Yeah.
pirates.
Yeah. Which, if they were using his likeness without, I mean, I wonder what kind of contractual agreements he had with them for using his likeness in video games and whatnot, if he's getting royalties for that, or if they quietly sort of settled that sort of issue with him. I would imagine that there probably was at least some kind of conversation if we haven't heard about it publicly at this point, because
Yeah, they
that's a
they
that's a
gave him
lot of
a
money to lose out on.
Yeah, they gave him quite. I mean, he was paid quite a bit of money. But what's really telling about this, in the hypocrisy of Hollywood, and he says this in his statement too. If they truly believed he's a wife beater, they still have him on the rides. They still sell action figures of him. They sell shirts of him. They hold him up like he is a role model to children.
It's
So
true.
they know that this is a lie. They absolutely do.
That's that's a very that's a very good point. Or at the very least, you can say that they, even if they do believe that he did the things that Amber said he did, that they still are, they're willing to offload him in future projects, but they're not willing to erase the good work that he has done for them in the past,
Or in the
because
now,
that's
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was going to say. I mean, that's an iconic character that he created. Is Captain Jack Sparrow, that Disney definitely profits off of quite a bit.
Well, he still dresses up and goes to children's hospitals and meets with, terminally ill kids. If they had a problem with it, if they thought that that was bad, they would hit him up and they tell him, no, don't do that. But they know that representation there, they know it's a positive representation. They need it. Like
That is so
Disney
true.
needs it. And they would
That
never
is
have a wife beater to be their positive representation.
That is so true. That's such a good point. I didn't realize that he was still doing that. I know that he had
Mhm.
done that in the past, and that he would just like the stories that I had heard were like he would just get dressed up on his own because he thought it was fun and he wanted to do something nice, and so he would go to children's hospitals and just act as Captain Jack Sparrow for these kids. Um, but I didn't realize that he was doing that. I mean, yeah, if Disney really felt like it was harming their brand for him to do that, there would have been some kind of a cease and desist letter sent
Mhm.
over to Team Depp.
Or a public deny, oh no, we don't claim this whatsoever. And, Disney, they're pretty loud about when they don't want something to happen,
That's
but
that's very true.
yeah,
Or when they want something particularly to happen with
yeah,
with a
and they don't care how divisive it is.